Hi guys, welcome to Wednesday of our third week of the St. Ed's Algebra and Enrichment program. For those of you that were able to make the meeting last night, there's a lot of you guys. It was a great meeting. We went through and we talked about a bunch of the things and a couple of questions that I posed in the Monday. So if you weren't able to watch that or you weren't able to make it, I did send out a link so that you can go through and watch our meeting from yesterday. I would recommend doing that because I had a couple questions on it that I asked you guys to go through and answer. I'll talk about it a little bit today as well. Get you guys caught up. I'll give you a little bit of hints so you guys can go through and answer some of those questions, and then I'll give you a quick little assignment that you guys can do for tomorrow. But just a quick reminder, so tomorrow, Thursday, we have our Google meeting at 7. We're still going through and answering these two questions, where we're looking at exponents in the real world, and how are they different from linear graphs as well. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go through and do it. We still use these three, this multiplication property, division property, and power property or exponent to an exponent property. Those are different properties that we went through and used. So if you do have more questions on these, I know I answered a couple of questions for some guys that are actually doing this right now in their math classroom. That's awesome. Just let me know if you do have any questions and I'd be happy to help you guys out. But to get into the question of folding a piece of paper, and we want to figure out how many times would I have to fold a piece of paper for it to reach the moon. So if I had this piece of paper, for those of you that didn't really understand the question or didn't hear it or wanted another look at it, is if I fold this piece of paper, okay, now this piece of paper is the height of two pieces of paper. So it's a little bit taller than it was before. If I fold it again, now it's the height of four pieces of paper. And if I keep folding it, notice it keeps getting taller and taller and taller. Now it's 8, and then it gets up to 16, and so on and so forth. And what I want to do is if I took this piece of paper and put it on the ground, I want it to be tall enough to reach the moon, if it was possible. Obviously, you can't fold a piece of paper a million times, and some people say you can only fold it 7 times. But if you could fold it a certain amount of times, I want to know, because this piece of paper keeps getting taller and taller and taller, how many times would I have to fold this for it to reach the moon? Okay, so I gave you a couple different hints yesterday. Think about the information that I provided on the Google slide yesterday. So I did also send out a link to the Google slide that you can go through and look at. That has different things on it, like the distance from the Earth to the moon, as well as the height of a piece of paper. So you can go through and use that to help you figure out what your answer would be. But then I also told you yesterday, if you weren't able to figure it out yet, I'll give you a little hint today. So here's your hint for the day. If I fold this piece of paper once, it's the height of 2 pieces of paper, but that 2 is 2 to the first power. If I fold it twice, it's 4, which is 2 to the second power, okay, pieces of paper tall. So think of, if I continued that, so if I fold it again, it might be 2 to the third power tall. Think if I fold it a 4th time, 2 to the 4th, and just keep going and using those numbers to figure out, well, how far away are we from the moon? How tall is a piece of paper? And how many times would I have to fold that piece of paper using this information until it would reach the moon? Okay, so go through, we'll talk about the answer and everything like that tomorrow. If you guys have any more questions on it, you can send me an email. We'll kind of go through it tomorrow during our Google meeting. I'll have some of you guys go through and explain your answers and what you found. The last piece of information, what I want you to do as well, is I want you to go through, I give you 12 different topics here. If you could think of another one, that'd be awesome. But what I want you to do is there's some examples here of where exponents are used in the real world. I want you to just do some really quick research. Doesn't need to be more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay? And I want you to figure out where do these different things, or just pick one of them. That's all I really want you to do, because I figure like a lot of you guys will pick different ones. Okay, just pick one of these, or if you know another place in the real world where it's being used, I just quickly chose 12 different places. And do some quick research and prepare a sentence or two on how exponents are used in just one of these topics. So it's a little bit different. I'm not giving you a math problem. I'm giving you a little research question. Just go through. We have computer games, physics, pH scales, earthquake scales, which is the Richter scale, finance, biology, interest. COVID-19 has a lot of stuff to do with exponents. Engineering, growth and decay, electronics, marketing. There's a whole bunch of different things in statistics and anything you can think of that deals with exponents. And I want you to just do some quick research on any topic that's used in the real world and just write down 1 or 2 sentences explaining how exponents are used in that specific topic that you chose. All right, so just kind of go through that. You only have to choose one of them. You don't need to do all these. I'm just giving you some examples if you can't think of them, but like I said, you can come up with your own. Okay, so go through. We have this question that I want you to go through and write 2 sentences on, and then also folding this piece of paper question, see if you can figure that out. We'll kind of see how many guys were able to figure it out and actually do the correct math to get there. All right, so other than that, I know this was a pretty quick video, but I'm letting you guys go through and do some of your work right now on finding that certain topic that has to do with exponents. And I'm just gonna have you, if you wanna get it ready, I'm gonna have everyone just type their sentence or two into the chat when we go through our Google meeting tomorrow, and I'll compile them, put them together, maybe compare some of the ones if you guys did the same one, which is completely fine. You guys don't have to choose something different than everyone else. And I'll compile them and send them out to you guys so you can see those and read them all as well. All right, other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and go Eagles.